What is going on? Welcome back, Sooner Surge live show on this Wednesday night. Thanks for joining me. Jeremy will be on here in just a second. Sorry, my camera's a little dark there. Jeremy will be on here in just a minute, but appreciate everybody joining us today. A little bit to talk about today, so we'll see. We'll see what goes on in this chat. I see a lot of the usuals already on here. Chester, by the way, I got to put this up here. I'm trying to run chat too by myself for a minute, so hang with me. Chester gifted a Sooner Surge membership. I think he did it twice. So, Chester, thank you so much. Boomer Sooner for life, bud. Appreciate it. I also wanted to get to something I saw before I got on here. I think it was Chester talking about a show, Ransom Canyon. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I haven't watched it, but I have heard a lot of the good things about it. Texas, Oklahoma State, 1-0. They get the win, and they're in Stillwater. NIL commish. Anyone going to the softball game Friday? He's asking. It's at Love's Field. Weekend series with Texas. It should be a great weekend. Hopefully the weather cooperates. And I know it's supposed to be pretty wet this end of this weekend, the weekend. So what's up, KB? What's up, Teresa? Hope you're doing good. NIL commish. Sooner fan. Shot clock coming to Oklahoma. That's right. Saw that. Finally. About time. What's up, Monty? How you doing tonight, Monty? Hope you're doing good. Colin, what's up? He says, is roster management BV's biggest weakness? He knows talent and recruits well, but was the totality of building a roster his biggest issue, and does Nagy make Brent notably better head coach? Nagy makes Brent a better head coach if Nagy gets really good players. And that's what I would say, because you can be a really good coach, but you got to have great players too. So I think it goes hand in hand. I think Jeremy's joining in a minute, Ron. He'll be joining. Dave, thanks so much, Dave. Really appreciate it. Man, just really appreciate you doing that. It means a lot. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Really do appreciate it. 918 says, I think game management, not roster management, is the issue. I would agree, 918. More game management over roster management. And yeah, Sooner fan, McNeese State wide receiver Jermichael Carter visited OU, I believe. Will be visiting. I just saw on Twitter he's going to be visiting Vanderbilt and Tennessee as well. So we'll see on that. I tell you, a guy that entered the portal tonight that I wish OU would go after is the North Texas defensive back, Brian Nelson, cornerback, first team All AAC. I hope OU would go after him, but we'll see. I don't know if they're going to go after a defensive back. What's up, Jerm?
Not much. Hey, big thanks to Dave McCook cooking today. I see the $20 super. Really appreciative. I need about 30 more of those to see how many supers that he's donated. But Ron says, I heard BV say today this offensive line is the best since he has been here. Now, I think it's there's two things that are telling from that statement, Ron. One, good news. Two, it's not saying a whole lot. Now, DG's first year, which was BV's first year, would you say, Jay, that was probably the best one? Or would you say DG's second year?
Compared to this year?
Yes.
I think the second year when you had McKay, Matauer, and Rouse,
I would say that 10 and 2 year
was better than that. Yeah, that was the best one, I think, under BV probably. They had experience and guys that have played. So
it's
but with that, I think what they have right now, when you talk about the youngsters, is their most talented. I think it's their most talented. Now, that doesn't always equal best because you got to play together, you got to play as a unit. But I think it's probably the most talent they've had offensive line. When you think of guys like Fasusi, Foje,
young guys though.
EPL, very young still.
Devin, I'm with you. I like that he said it, but I ain't buying it till I see it. I'll say it again. I like that he said it. I'm not buying it till I see it.
Starting to see some guys pop in the portal here. You only got a few more days to it.
Are you shocked that OU has not had more guys? I am. I am so shocked.
I'm still surprised another running back hasn't entered. With the addition of Ott, I thought they would lose one. Maybe they still will.
You still got Jay. Like I know you thought there'd be more than this. Everyone did.
Yeah, here's the thing though. if you were a player, why wouldn't you enter like right off the bat? I guess
agree,
it doesn't
Jay.
hurt. Maybe you wait and you can be a splash guy somewhere.
Think of the names that have been mentioned: Danny Okoye, Taylor Tatum.
Okoye hasn't really been mentioned.
Jaden Gibson. Oh yeah, it was by people. So,
listening to Trevor now, they both want to know why you play so many running backs. They don't need to. They don't need to. I don't know why they do either. Sooner fan.
need to
I'm not
change it up.
sure. Hey, you also had the thing today with the ruling about the House settlement. Federal judge said, you know what? Nope. You're going to have to change it. You're going to have to grandfather in some roster limits or you got to grandfather those in if you want me to pass this House settlement. Not going to do it. Playing hardball, man. Playing hardball.
Jay, what did I tell you? I'm not going to say much more than that.
Well, you're not right yet because I think.
I am. I'm absolutely right. No matter what happens, I'm right.
No, you're not. If they pass it on July 1st, you're not right, Jerm.
I said there would be issues. There have been.
There won't be if they pass it.
I said it wouldn't be smooth selling. It hasn't been.
I mean, it's not there yet, Jerm.
I knew there would be hesitation. There is hesitation, Jay, and there already has been. Zaya says Parker said there's a guy that will not be shocked entering the next day. I don't know what that means. Will not be shocked. Saying Parker wouldn't be shocked if someone enters? I mean, I'm not shocked if anyone enters.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm not shocked at this point. It doesn't matter who. It's just the way it is. So Oklahoma is prepared to more or less stand pat with the wide receiver room heading the 2025 season. They'll gladly take Carter if they can land him, but there aren't any other plus minus on the horizon.
That's from someone because it's a quote.
Quote from somebody 918 put in here. So, so we'll see if they land Carter. You got Carter who's visiting Vanderbilt, Tennessee, visited Oklahoma. I don't know the answer to this, Sooner fan. I don't know if anybody else does what his actual setback is. So I don't know.
Yeah, look, the Okoye stuff. I'm not even going to get to that. I'm not even going to get to that. I think it was briefly mentioned.
Like Lori says, late to the show. What have I missed? Not a whole lot. We're just sitting here talking about different things. Portal. Does OU have another guy enter the portal in the next few days? I think they got to have one more, don't they? I would think.
I don't know, Jay. Do they?
I kind of think they will, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, Jay. What else is going on? I mean, there hasn't been a lot today, Jay. Basketball-wise, you got who's the latest basketball guy? The guy from
Darion Reed visited.
5-star from Bama.
Yeah, Darion Reed, but don't know anything about that yet. But he visited. So, do you think Ethan Downs makes the squad? Yes, I do. Portal about to close. That's correct, Mac. A couple more days. Say goodbye to Shannon Sharp. NIL commission says.
It's not good, Jay.
No, it doesn't sound very good. Okay, this is a great. I am glad this was brought up. Thank you, Colin. I know. Talked a little bit to KB today, or I saw what KB sent us earlier. I watched a little bit of that video. I believe Orange Bloods put it out. Jeff Ketchum. I'm not a Jeff Ketchum fan at all. But they were talking about this topic. Is why I bring it up. How OU is getting a lot of guys from Pittsburgh State, Kennesaw State, Missouri State, and bringing up the point of why is it that they're getting so many guys from those schools instead of bigger schools? And that was what the question was brought up in the video. And Colin's asking the same thing. Why does it seem like OU goes after more players from low major schools than the elite SEC schools? Let me say something here. And you guys tell me if you agree or disagree. Okay? And Jerm, I want your opinion on this too. And this is just, I'm throwing it out there. This does not mean it's my opinion. I'm just saying, I'm posing a question. Do you think there's a scenario where universities, coaches say, you know what? I don't want to bring in a guy too good because then I might have somebody else leave my current roster. I don't want to have a guy that could really give him a run for his money. So I'll just bring somebody on that'll be a depth piece.
No, that's not it.
I didn't say it was. I'm asking, but could you see that anywhere or no?
No.
Then you answer the question. What do you think the reason is? Are they trying to get bargain deals? You think maybe guys that are like kind of because Nagy does like to
Fit with Fry talks about hidden gems. That would be a dumb mindset. Say, we don't want to push each other.
I agree. Jeremy. I agree. It's a stupid mindset.
Competition breeds success.
I agree with you. What I'm asking is why. It up to what Colin said. I'm not saying that's the case. I would hope that's never the case.
I'll tell you my honest opinion on it. You ready?
I would hope that's never the case, dude.
I'll tell you what I really think, and here it is. I think personally, kicker, tight end, possibly even. They think those are easier to maybe go get a sleeper guy. Like, why do you have to have a big school kicker?
You don't.
Why do you even have to have a big school tight end?
You don't. That's not the point.
What's the point?
If
they were going to Kennesaw State for a defensive lineman, I'd have an issue. Have they?
Well, they went to Utah State.
Utah State's not Kennesaw State.
I get it.
I also know that going and looking at basketball portals and football guys, there's a lot of, the smaller name schools are where some of the one big time guys are coming from.
And listen, I think you can get really good players from small schools.
Dude, I'm about to really just be angry. And I can't have it anymore. And I'll get to it in a second.
Hey, I agree with you, Jeremy. I think you can find guys from smaller schools that can be really good. But how many guys from smaller schools do you need on your roster?
Jay, I am not here to diminish certain positions. I do want to get to what Fanstop was saying about the judges' comments.
Why is Mess say move on, Jay? You clearly don't get it.
I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and let it out, as Greg God says. I'm just tired of Ron Brown doing what he. Obviously, you're trying to get a rise out of me, which I guess it doesn't take much, but
it doesn't.
Defend. Hey, Ron Brown, are you a guy who do you draft a kicker your first pick in fantasy? I'm just curious because I don't. I don't draft a kicker near the top. I don't draft a tight end near the top. Not that there are any meaningless positions, but I can go get someone in those positions and they'll do just as good as someone else. I think that's the mindset. Okay. I'm not booting anyone, Jenna. I'm tired of saying that Germ never says he's wrong, that the players all went to Germ first. Yeah, I am speaking to you, Ron Brown. I am speaking to you. And Med says I'm right on this one. But when I'm wrong, I'll say it. So
who's comparing?
I'm not comparing it to fantasy football, but no one in their right mind is going to go spend money for getting a big-time kicker from a big-time school when you got to spend your money elsewhere. Come on, man. Like, who's going to spend money on a kicker?
And Robert, we've talked about Keon Brown before, and I agree with you. I think he could be a sleeper, but it is a grades. It's the grades deal. I think, and that's May 16th, I believe, is when
Keon Brown, his was a grade deal, an academic thing.
May 16th, I believe, is when he's done. And Jenna says get the UTSA kicker. I would agree.
Wait, kickers. No one ever said kicker wasn't important, but you don't have to play at a big time university to be a good kicker. Kicking is kicking. Listen, it doesn't matter where you're playing. If you're playing in the middle of Podunk, wherever, or you're playing in the SEC, a kicker is a kicker is a kicker. It doesn't.
Jeremy,
it matters none who the competition is. It doesn't matter who the competition is in kicking. The
Jeremy,
competition is between the 18 inches between your ears. That's the competition.
I think the issue is, here's my deal on it. I think you can get guys from smaller schools, Kennesaw State, Pittsburgh State, you can go down the list, Popcorn U, wherever, that can be good. But to me, you have to look at their offers out of the portal and see who else is going after them. I just think, and nationally, I think a lot of people see it and they think, why is OU going after so many of these small schools? That's what I'm saying.
Purple Orca, I don't really have research to back it up, but I'm going to say you're wrong.
On what?
People don't pay top dollar for a kicker. What do you mean by top dollar?
Top dollar for a kicker, though, is what he's saying. The kicker price range, people pay top dollar to get him.
Okay, and actually, Ron, I wouldn't. I don't think OU should spend much money on a kicker. I don't. Yeah, Ron, no one's going to ban you. I just said I'm sick of your comments about how Germ says every player has to come to him to make sure he's right. Like, it's pointless. I don't know why you're making those comments.
Hey, these guys we're talking about from small schools may be really good players for Oklahoma. I don't know yet. And I don't bring it up to say that. Colin brought it up just to ask a question of why is OU getting so many from those schools? And
Jay, you agreed with Purple Orca, so you can explain it.
How?
I can't.
How did I agree?
You do pay top dollar for kickers.
What are you talking about? I agree. I didn't agree with anything, Jeremy.
Oh, I thought you said schools do pay top dollar.
I was trying to talk to you about the way he was wording it, is all I was saying.
Hey, and guess what, Greg God? I don't care about a kicker being top dollar. I don't care if Texas beat OU out for a kicker. Again, you know my thoughts on it, Jay, so I don't want to spend the whole day on it. I saw Fan Stops a comment about the judge. Look, to me, it does. This is going to change everything if this does not pass, like everything.
What is this about? Another player banged up. Go figure.
I don't know, Jay.
I'm not sure. But here's my deal. What about Liam Evans? You thought he should have played last year. You were like, this guy's unbelievable. In high school, he kicked 50-something yarders. Why can't he do it in college, Jerm? Same argument.
I think he should start this year.
Same argument, Jeremy. Same argument you just had. If you can do it in high school, if you can do it at a small school, you can do it anywhere. If you can do it in high school, you can do it anywhere. The goalposts are the same, are they not?
Yeah. Liam Evans can go out there tomorrow and make a 52-yarder. Who said he couldn't?
So why does OU need a kicker?
Then they got one.
What?
I said they have one. They don't have to go get a kicker. They already got one on the portal. They got Liam Evans. You go with it. You roll with it. What are we doing?
You think he's ready?
I am not going to go spend money getting a kicker.
I don't think you're going to spend a whole lot of money on a kicker. I don't think they're going to spend a whole lot of money on a kicker, Jerm.
They got their kickers.
Jason Germ, call it right now. Who's the week one starting D line?
The week one, I guess this is a relative comment. I mean,
R. Mason, done. Check. That's one. Probably Dominique Williams. Dominique Williams, and if Jaden Jackson's healthy, there's your two in the middle. And then
I would agree. Then Stone and Halton are backups.
And then your other one on the edge. I haven't heard enough, but I'd probably say PJ. I don't know if that's true. I think
Marvin Jones Jr. should be the guy.
Maybe Marvin Jones Jr. Or you're hearing a lot about Taylor Wine, so who knows? Dalpos agrees. Please be PJ, NIL commission says. I think Chester. I think Okoye did punt and kick a little bit in high school. RMT Jackson, G baby, MJJ. Okay, G Baby over Dominique. Interesting. Okay, Zeiss, I don't hate it. I like G Baby a lot.
Colin says, "Tell me why I should be excited about Ott."
He's had a tremendous year before. He's got a lot of upside. It's just, can he be healthy?
Well, there is a sign to not get a kicker. If you needed a sign to not get a kicker, there it is. Matt says we should, so probably shouldn't.
Hey, Landon says, what is your take on the Arkansas situation soon?
Yeah, that's interesting.
What do you think?
I don't know if they're going to win that, Jay.
Well, I saw Crane, and by the way, Colby, yes, he was homeschooled, played at Noah. I saw Crane, and they were saying if you're a college football fan, you need to be rooting for Arkansas to win that case. But not because he doesn't want players to get paid. It's just the whole situation is what Crane.
Hey, Matt, I only say it because I like it. I tell Jay the same thing, so don't take offense to it. Let's open up the phone lines. Hunter, open up the phone lines. And there's a lot to talk about with the judges stuff. Look, anyone who thought anything with the NCAA and any kind of ruling was going to go smooth as butter, I don't know why you would ever think that. We said it. Hunter says, regardless, schools will establish ways to prohibit a situation like that. I'm sure they will. Hey, check out the fan stop at thefanstop.com. Great people, great prices, great product. Thefanstop.com. Sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. They got 3 different packages for you to choose from. You have options, okay? You have options. Choose the one that fits you best. No pun intended, because they all fit nicely, okay? I've had so many compliments on those things about how they make me look. Appreciate it, FanStop. Check them out. Sign up. Use code SURGE. Get 10% off your first 3 months. Platoon 20, first caller of the night. What is up?
Guys, on the kicker thing, I agree with you guys. I think you don't have to – I don't think you have to go out and beat the bushes for a high-level kicker. I will say this, though. I do think that it is different at the high-level schools because the special teams players on the higher-powered schools, their special teams guys have better verticals. They can jump higher. They can block kicks. Now it doesn't matter if you're talking about a 30-yard field goal, but if you're talking 50-plus, 55-plus, I think that does make a difference. So I do think that higher-level kickers will do better at the super long field goals because they can kick it better arc, and it's not a low trajectory that could get blocked by the special teams players on the opposing side.
Great point.
That's the first thing. The other thing I was going to say is about the whole judge thing. I'll go back to what I said a while back. So right now, the way the settlement is playing out is that the NCAA and the schools are arbitrarily setting a cap of 20.5. That's not going to work. No matter what the judge says, even if she approves that settlement, it's a matter of time before somebody files a complaint or a lawsuit against it, because you can't set an arbitrary cap like that unless the players have a voice. And right now the players don't have a voice. So the only way that's going to change is if they're going to have to form a union or some kind of collective bargaining unit. And that's not in the settlement. There's no collective bargaining unit set up right now. So until that changes, even if it passes, it's going to get thrown out by a higher level court at some point.
Do you think there will be a players union for college sports?
I don't know if I think there has to be, right?
I agree. There does.
You can't have a cap like that. Let's take a school example. Let's say all the schools in Oklahoma got together and say, hey, we're only going to pay our teachers a cap of $30K, right? That's illegal. You can't do that. It's the same thing. Even though you're talking about millions of dollars or whatever, it doesn't matter. That one side of it, the employer or whatever cannot set a cap that applies to all the schools as a whole. That's just not going to be allowed. The players have to have a union or a collective bargaining unit. That's the only way, because the higher court's going to throw that out. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but it doesn't work in any other field like that, right? I mean, the school can't do that. Electrician firms can't meet and decide, okay, we're only going to pay our electricians $40K a year and set the price cap. That's not going to work. So, I mean, I'm 100% sure it's going to get either amended or thrown out by a higher court. I think they're not seeing the whole picture right now. The judge is basically not even taking that into consideration right now. They're just trying to get this thing hammered out with the roster spots and all that stuff. But yeah, I would bet a lot of money that's not going to be the final say. But we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, good stuff, Platoon. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
and he's right. There's a lot of stuff they're gonna have to clean up, I think, and that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to try to figure out before that. Hey, let's get to first off. I saw Okie Lawn. They don't just do subscriptions. You can buy any shirt on there one time only. You can buy a hat. You can buy a jacket.
There are some restrictions, I believe, Jay.
Oh, are there? I thought okay.
on the shirts of the month, yes.
No, shirt of the month, yes. But you can buy other gear, is what I'm saying.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, let's get to
Great
Colin.
call by Platone. Let's get to Colin.
What's up, guys?
What's
Not
going
much.
on?
Yeah, I did a little research on that going for lower schools question. And it looks like what I gathered is like OU, of course, doesn't have endless money like other programs do, or like the budget per se. So I think OU goes to those lower schools to try to get more, like you guys said, like gyms for like bigger bang for your buck. They don't have that much money. And for those big players, they like once they see all the teams' interest, like Alabama and all them, they're going to cough up and suggest more money that we're just not going to be able to pay or don't want to pay that much for a single player.
Yeah, and that's the question. Is that the case? I mean, is that the issue? Is that why? Is it because? Yeah, I don't know. That's why I think it was a great question you posed, and I think that would be a great question to. I'd love to hear their answers on it. You know, the administration and everything. It'd be cool to see what they think. But
and then second, I wrote down my 2 deep for offense and defense after spring, and I want to get your guys' opinions.
Okay.
So of course, QB John Mateer with Michael Hawkins back up, obvious. Your running back, you got Jay Knott with Xavier Robinson. Of course, I can go 1A, 1B, depending. And then tight end, Will Huggins and Carson Kent. Of course, as of now, we don't have a portal tight end, so that could change.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting a portal tight end.
Of course, starting receivers, I have minus injury, Deion Burks, Devontae Gibson, Elijah Thomas, with backups being Satania, Kearney, and Jaden Gibson. Of course, minus injury. And then starting online, I have Sexton, Ozaida, Everett, Fabechi, and Simmons. With, of course, EPL, Fasusi, Jake, Ryan Foje, Jake Taylor, backup. So that's the offense. What do you think?
I'm not in love with Fabechi. I'm not now.
Agreed.
But would you start Foje over him with like the less experience?
Probably not Foje, but what about did you have EPL in there?
Yeah, I have him behind Ozaida.
EPL starting.
I'd have EPL starting.
Maybe Ozaida.
I might even go Ozaida and EPL and leave off Fabechi.
Correct.
Maybe
the other thing is, obviously Giovanni, I don't think going to be ready game. I don't know that Elijah Thomas is that high up. Personally.
And then last thing for defense, I have, of course, R. Mason Thomas and PJ being starting DNs. Jaden Jackson, Dominic Williams, DTs with backup G Baby and Stone. And then DNs, the other side, I have Taylor Wine / Marvin Jones Jr. Again, the guys we've kind of mentioned.
Yeah.
Mike, I have Kobe McKenzie starting over Samuel Wasigo. At Will, I have Kip Lewis starting over Kendall Daniels. Because I have Cheetah, I have Kendall Daniels starting Cheetah over Kendall Dolby. Cornerbacks, I have Eli Bowen and Gentry Williams backed up with Cortland Guillory and Jacoby Johnson. And then safeties, Spears-Jennings and Peyton Bowen, with behind them being Boganowski and Jaden Hardy.
I don't hate that defensively. I mean,
Hardy's going to play.
There's going to be some probably flip or flop, but for the most part, I mean, I think that's pretty good. So we'll see how close you are, Colin.
I know. All right. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate the call, man. Hey, one thing I wanted to get to.
Quick note to Bebo's bodyguard, just because I want to, about living in the past. You know, one thing I don't think OU will do, Jay? They won't say we're back 4 times in a row. I promise you that. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
OU won't say we're back, because in OU's fans' minds and players' minds, they never left. Now, they haven't been what they used to be, but the we're back 4 years in a row, kind of exhausting, dude. Like, what is it, Groundhog Day, dude? Figure out when you're back, Texas. Figure it out.
Hey, Zayas, you're right about Lance Mason.
By the way, Texas is back right now, but it was funny that 4 years they had to say it in a row. Now, I think they're back now, but, man, there was a lot of pretense in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, Lance Mason. You're right about Lance Mason. Missouri State tight end obviously could be back. And, hey, Texas right now, here's what I say to Texas fans that are in here and Texas fans. You guys need to win a championship here soon. You've had good teams. Now it's time to take that next step.
Yeah. And by the way,
back-to-back playoffs.
Why were you saying
playoff this year? What?
You can't say we're back if you never left. I mean, and say we've never left. Like those don't go together. Yeah. Obviously, you left, or you wouldn't say we're back.
Oh my gosh! And Teresa, then we'll get to Dr. Ball. Teresa, it's one of the best smells. If Bath and Body Works would make a candle, this smells like
sawdust, charcoal, and that would be the three best.
I would buy. Let's get to Dr. Ball. What's up, Dr. Ball?
What's up, guys?
How are you?
So I'm kind of looking at Vol's schedule and seeing usually there's one to two games that are like swing games, can make or break your season, especially if you're looking at, if your bottom floor is like 8-4, you're looking and trying to figure out which two games could swing it. What two games do y'all think on your schedule could be swing games?
Texas is always a swing game. So that one's one for sure. Texas is always a swing game. The other swing game, in my opinion, I would probably, Jay, you may differ. I think South Carolina.
South Carolina, I'm thinking South Carolina too. Trying to think of another one. I would probably go South Carolina. That's probably what I would go with. What about Tennessee game?
Yeah, y'all would be in mind. It would be Florida and the Oklahoma game. If we can get past y'all, I don't know which week do we play y'all.
That would be. I'm trying to think which week it is for the season.
Is it 8 or 9?
It's a lot late. It's later than last year for sure. I don't remember which exact week it is. Somebody will know in the chat though. But you got Florida and OU as your two for Tennessee?
Yeah, because I'm Georgia and Alabama. I'm kind of looking at, unless I see a lot of improvement on the offensive side of the ball, I don't see us beating Georgia or Alabama because we got to go to Alabama, and we haven't beaten Alabama in Tuscaloosa in a long time, probably 2006.
Yeah, is there a game though, like last year when you look back, like the Arkansas game was a killer, a road game like that?
Yeah.
That you see Tennessee losing. I mean,
it seems like Apple, for all he's done well, he has a game like that on the road every year.
Yeah, he does. He seems to struggle a little bit on the road. You're right. So we'll see.
So there probably is another game on the schedule that could sneak up on us like that, especially an away game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime you go on the road in the SEC, especially at night, you better get ready for a dogfight.
That's right. Night games are difficult. Road environments, hostile, but it's great. Hey, thanks for calling in, Dr. Ball. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Have a good night. Let's get to Jackson, and then we'll get to Mr. Gilligat's comment.
Mr. Gilligat's comment says it is going to be interesting how they do that, Jay, but we'll get to that. Let's go to Jackson.
What's up, guys? Hey, so I think it was 3 calls ago when someone was talking about the NIL stuff and the new laws that were passed and everything when it comes to that. I'm more of a fan of the opinion that the NCAA just kind of needs to restart with all the rules. They need to hire a commissioner at the top. Then I think they need to hire a committee under the commissioner to rewrite a lot of the laws. Because whenever NIL was first put in place, there was really no rules or boundaries set. It was just said you can make money off your name, image, and likeness. And that was the issue from the start, is they were just like, they thought they knew how it was going to end up going, but they had no idea it was going to turn into basically a mini NFL now, with players getting paid $3 to $4 million to go switch teams mid-season now, like you're seeing. And I think that's something that needs to happen. I don't know if you guys are a fan of that,
Well,
but I don't think at this current moment you can necessarily just go and hire someone and rewrite the rules right now. But at the end of this upcoming season, I think that's something the NCAA should do. Now, a guy I think they should consider hiring, and this is not a joke, is Josh Pate. I mean, I don't think that's insane because he knows a ton about football. I know there's even
well,
he said he'd be interested in that job, but I think that'd be a legitimate good hire because he talks with a ton of sense whenever I hear him talk about just the rules and how he would do everything.
Yeah, and I agree with 918 here. I was getting ready to say something similar to this, but I was going to go
That's true.
2 to 3 years.
but I think what everyone's
he'll be
forgetting, there is a big thing everyone's forgetting
What's that?
that will. They're going to have to figure something out. And please, I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way because I'm not playing a blame game or anything. But the difference between the NFL, Major League Baseball, any other professional sport, there's a big difference. It's Title IX. Your universities have men and women's sports. And you've also got to work with, like there's just a lot of restrictions on things, rules that have to be followed, guys, that it's going to be interesting. And I don't know if people are understanding what I'm saying, but that changes things.
No, yeah, and something that even they do at OU is they split the NIL pretty evenly amongst all the athletes, and I think that's something that's probably you're going to see start to change. I wouldn't be shocked if a few sports maybe get cut at OU in the next few years, just because if nothing's going to change, if a commissioner's not going to be hired, if someone's not going to be put in charge, then you're going to see these players start commanding even more money. You're going to see dudes probably get paid $5 to $8 million, and that's just a normality. And
Yeah, I mean, there's going
I
to be
think
some
it's
stuff change, but we'll see.
and now, if we all know the NCAA, it stands for not concerned about athletes. And that's one thing that we all know. It's horrible.
Where'd
It's
you
a
hear that?
mess.
Where'd you hear that?
Todd Gurley, he wore that shirt a while ago in a presser
Oh,
whenever
is
he
that?
was on the Rams. Yep. But it's something that's just it's a mess. I don't know what the change is if it can even be fixed in 1 year, but they've got to go somewhere. And Jeremy, that was a great point about the rules that you talked about. That's something I didn't even take into fact, but I think somebody needs to start over and just completely scratch the book and just rewrite a ton of stuff.
But here again, this is why it won't happen. I see Hunter's comment about 90% goes to football, and there'll be issues with that. And the other thing is, Ben says Jackson with a little Todd Bates. Hey, Jay, the other thing is, it's under a university. Yep. Universities are still kind of the head here. It's not anywhere close to being like any professional organization. It's not.
Yeah. Hey, Colby, it doesn't have to be divided equally.
No.
It's not going to be equal. That's for sure.
I mean, outside of football, you're going to see some go to basketball and a little bit go to softball at some schools, a little bit go to baseball at some schools. But outside of that, I mean, it's gotten so bad. I think everyone in the chat can agree that the NCAA is a complete mess, and there's just so much that needs to be changed.
Yep. Hey, thanks, Jackson. Appreciate it.
See you guys.
Let's get to Okie Lawn Guy. Hunter says, real quick, that's part of the issue. No one actually knows a great solution. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if we'll ever have a solution. Okie Lawn Guy, what's up?
Solution at some point. Let's get to Okie.
First, I just thought it was National Collegiate Athletic Association, but I could be wrong. Next is, don't want anybody to forget to tune in tomorrow as Oklahoma goes against Georgia, 6 p.m. Central Time. Another cool cool thing about the game tomorrow is that it will be the two Branch brothers going against each other, Kyle Branch versus Colby Branch. Colby Branch plays on Georgia Bulldogs, if you didn't know that. And so that'll be a interesting what's the name they usually give that? Like a
promotion.
Oh yeah, a promotion or like I lost my train of thought about it, but it should be interesting. What are you guys' thoughts on who you think they should throw? It looks like they typically want to throw the Witherspoons on the first game, but they usually don't pitch until Friday, and so tomorrow this is going to be a ESPN special game. So it looks like they may possibly either move up the Witherspoon Malachi up to
Why wouldn't Kyson pitch if it's on ESPN?
I mean Kyson, yeah, Kyson. Well,
I don't like pitching in first games like they've been doing. I wish they would move it. Hey Jay, they may not. I mean, we'll see what the weather's like there.
well, another thing I think they're looking at possibly doing too is to put a pitcher in between him and his brother, because even though they are not exactly the same pitcher, they're twin brothers, and so they're they're similar, but
Twin brothers are usually the best.
What's that?
Twin brothers are usually just elite at everything.
Oh
yeah, I get that. I mean, look at you guys. So
exactly.
That's not the truth.
I mean, who would you pick off? Who would be the first if you were, considered the number one? Who are you going? Who's pitching first? You or Jason or Jay? Who? Jeremy or Jason?
Jeremy actually did pitch
I did pitch.
He was the reliever. They only brought him in after our stud would pitch, and because the stud had a really, really fast heater, they would bring Jeremy in because he was the slowest. It was like an infielder coming in to pitch. It was a law.
No, hey, I had one guy. I had a guy hit one. I had a guy jack 2 straight bombs off me. Foul. His dad was behind the backstop saying, "Come on, son." And the kid said, "Dad, he's too dang slow. I can't wait on it." You know what? And it worked.
Like slow pitch softball. Hey,
So
thanks, Okie.
Thanks
Thanks for the
Appreciate
call,
it.
man.
Hey,
Hey, I
Jay,
gotta say something. I gotta say something.
At night. It only
Hey, I
works.
gotta say something. For a couple of things I want to get to on these. This one here. Hey, that wouldn't surprise me. Did you see what Kentucky just paid their roster for basketball? Kentucky basketball NIL budget $20 million. $20 million for a basketball team that has like 12 guys on it, 12 to 15 guys. You're talking about a football roster. 40 million. Yeah. I mean, wouldn't surprise me.
Hey, Jay,
some teams do it. Yeah.
They're ready to watch me and you play 918 and Greg got. I'm ready. Hey, slowest pitch ever recorded. My guess would be like 51 miles an hour. I don't know what the answer is, Ron, but I would guess that. Jay, do you think the settlement, the legislation will pass July 1st? Do you think they will agree to everything that the judge is going to want by July 1st?
Well, here's the thing. I think they really want to. I think they want to get it passed because
I know they want to.
It's going to be a mess.
With all the stuff that's people have already been put into place, if they don't get it by July 1st, whoa, watch out. Stuff's going to happen.
Yeah. And I saw Trojan Fight ask, too, a question I was going to answer or get to it. What's the problem with the roster limits? Why is that the hang-up with the House settlement? Well, the judge wants the roster limits to be grandfathered in. The universities, from what I can understand, maybe I'm wrong, they don't want a grandfather. They don't want to have roster limits that are set. Am I right on that?
Hunter will know. Hunter will be able to break it down.
And she wants them to be, some of those to be grandfathered in a certain limit. That's the best way I can explain it. I don't know if I'm right. But it goes over my head sometimes.
Man, Jay, I have found a new chip at Walmart. It is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you've done this whole freaking show is eat chips.
I didn't get to eat dinner, Jay. I'm sorry. And you know what?
You keep turning your camera off, and I'm like, oh, it's because you come back on and you can see you munching on it. So I'm like, oh, he's eating.
All right, I'm done then. I'm done. I won't do it anymore.
No,
usually you get on to me. You get on to me for turning it off. So I didn't want to turn it off. I was just gonna. Hey, it's so chill. Have you ever had these? It's tortilla chips with sea salt. They're unfreaking believable.
I've seen those at Walmart.
Oh, they're unbelievable. Hunter said conferences want roster limits established immediately. Judge says, whoa, not so fast, my friend. Grandfather them in some way, not specific on how yet, but wants them to provide a solution themselves on it.
Yeah.
So, hey, Mr. Dilligap says cornerback question, or rather statement. Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
Or is he saying college basketball question, or rather statement?
Oh, okay. Well, either way, ask it. And Jay,
this is facts right here. This is facts. If you're not eating tortilla chips with salsa or queso, I don't know what you're doing.
well,
And by the way,
I
got a complaint. You ready for this? You know, one of my biggest pet peeves of any restaurant ever?
What?
Ever. It is not right. It should not be right. It should never be a thing that can happen. You should never be able to go into a Mexican restaurant and chips and salsa not be complimentary.
Who's charging?
There's plenty of restaurants around here there's a place called Local Lime. You have to buy the chips and the salsa. I mean, there's plenty of places to do it now. No, there's plenty of them to do it now.
Mr. Dilgap said it was a collective bargaining question. And roster limits would prohibit walk-on, or what we would call an actual
there would be none.
walk-on.
There would be
true
none.
walk-on.
There would be none.
Tim Wakefield had an elite knuckleball, dude. It was unbelievable.
Did he pass away?
Did he?
I want to say he passed away, but I may be totally off base on that. So let's not say I'm right on that. I may be totally wrong.
By the way, if I wasn't on the camera right now, I would have queso or salsa, but I'm not going to do that on the camera.
Why? What does that have to do with camera?
I don't want to dip it in. It's just too difficult. Zaya says, I know we're not looking at small wide receivers anymore, but Roy Alexander's the real deal. I think they're only looking for guys that are above 6 foot. He did pass away, Jay. And what was the question from Dilligap? I didn't get the question. And OU did cut rosters. OU did cut their roster. Some true walk-ons. But everyone was talking about the roster stuff. Everyone was going to cut down. Like, again, I need to go read all the language. It's a lot of reading. It'd be like reading a manual. There's a lot in it. And I haven't taken the time to really sift through every word and look at it. Mr. Dilligap, for example, the northern states make more than the southern states. The east and west coast make more. But that is because of cost of living. It would be interesting. Oh, are you saying if cost of living is included in NILs based on where you live?
He's saying the collective bargaining in college would go because of that. I mean, there's so much to consider.
There's already been talk of that.
Well, it's so much to consider.
People are talking about that with David Stone. Is he going to go somewhere, but the cost of living is so much higher? Like, how much is he going to get paid there, and would it be worth it?
Yeah, and I did see this today, KB. Rest in peace, Steve McMichaels, man. He was a great man. He was great. That Bears squad, geez, they were good.
Oh, yeah.
They were so good. What's the punishment if you aren't under the 85 limit currently?
You won't be allowed to be over it, will you?
I thought you had to be under it. It had to be it or
That's
under.
what I'm saying. You would be violating.
You'd
rules.
probably have to take somebody off scholarship.
Yeah. No, these chips are not HEB. I don't live in Texas.
They might be at HEB. They might be at HEB.
I love HEB.
Colby Sooner Hunter says he don't know what.
You're either going to get a slap on the wrist or you'll start getting level 2 violations.
Salsa of choice. Do you got one?
I like all kinds of salsa.
I
like taste mild too.
I like to make my own as well, but I will say, if you like Cholula has a new salsa, a pure salsa, not just like the Cholula hot sauce. It's a salsa, and they have a smoky one and a regular one. They are bomb. Try it.
Hunter, I don't think I said NCAA violations. I just think I said violations. You'd be violating the policy. I don't remember if I said NCAA. I just meant it'd be violation of the rules. There would have to be punishment handed out. Otherwise, then it's not just. It's not a just system. And in that case, when you have a system that is unjust, it creates a whole lot of issues.
Teresa's going homemade with homegrown tomatoes. Yeah, that'd be nice. But you know what? What's great? Salsa, it's not hard to make. It's pretty easy.
Who said it was?
I have a cranberry salsa I make. It's really good. You like cranberry? Cranberry salsa?
Sure.
Mm. Do you like mango salsa, Jeremy? You a mango salsa fan?
I eat any kind of salsa, Jay.
Oh, okay. But except on this show, you don't.
I don't like
You're eating chips plain like a weirdo.
I don't give a rip if you call me a weirdo.
Well, I
won't lose sleep that I didn't have salsa tonight. I won't lose sleep that Ron said that I'm always have to be right. Like I don't care.
Hey,
these are the least of my concerns, Jay.
do you know how many times in my life I've went into the kitchen and got a chip that's a tortilla chip or a tostita chip that's not a regular potato chip, and I've not dipped it in something?
Jay, have you ever had sea salt chips? No, you haven't, Jay. I'm not eating a plain chip. I'm eating sea salt.
I don't care. It's a tortilla chip, is it not?
You know how many times I've criticized someone for eating a tortilla chip?
Is it a tortilla
You know
chip?
why? Because it's not a big deal. Like you have to criticize the dumbest things. You haven't changed in 47 years that I've been around you. Your come at me's are horrible. Your
trivia. I got trivia for the night, and then I want to talk about the last few minutes of the show and talk about the draft. Trivia, though. Check out the FanStop, thefanstop.com. Code SURGE, 10% off your first 3 months if you sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Check them out. Great officially licensed merchandise. They got hats, they got shirts, they got jackets. Great stuff. Check them out. Here's a trivia question. Since we're on the salsa train, I want the tagline from the Pace Picante commercials.
Well, there's different ones.
Is there?
Like 5 or 6 different ones.
The main one.
There's multiple main ones.
Oh, come on. Really? I thought there was one.
That chaps my hide.
Get a rope. I'm going to give it to Mark because that's the one I was thinking.
Chaps my hide, get a rope, pick up the pace. There's so many. New
But
York City.
Get a rope's one of the best ones, I think.
That's
lame
a horrible trivia.
You come up with
lame.
You come up with one, Jeremy. I hadn't thought of it today. Jeez.
So lame.
New York City. Pick up the pace. I'll think of another one before the show's over. New York City, get a rope. Hey, draft is tomorrow night.
One for you. Garrett Hartley was mentioned earlier. People are talking about the kicking situation. Garrett Hartley, NFL drafts tomorrow. Who drafted Garrett Hartley?
That's easy.
Should be.
Hey,
Should be, Jay.
We're coming full circle with this discussion tonight. You ready for it?
Yes.
Full circle.
There it is. Dow post. Who that? Saints.
Here's full circle. Okay. We started the show. We were talking about Kennesaw State. We were talking about Pitt State. Okay. Listen to this. I'm going to go through some players in this NFL draft that are highly ranked that started at very small schools. One of them may be the number 1 draft pick. Cam Ward, Incarnate Word. Okay.
Correct.
Ashton Genty, Boise. And that dude is a stud beast. He's going to be great. Boise. How about the dude from Arizona State? Where did he start?
Which dude? The running back?
Yes.
Bo Scattaboo?
Scattaboo. He was out of
Where
small
did he start, Jay?
Small to little town, little school. What I'm saying is, yes, you can get great players from those schools. I think you can. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying he's getting drafted high. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying he's going to be drafted. I'm not saying high, but we're talking about you're getting guys out of the portal. You can get guys from smaller schools that can contribute. I think it was Purple Orca that said it, I think, perfectly earlier tonight. He said, it doesn't matter if they're from a small school or a big school. You just can't get it wrong. And I think that's a perfect statement. If you get OU, go look at OU's portal the last few years. They've gotten guys from bigger schools that haven't panned out. They've also gotten guys from smaller schools that haven't panned out. So I think it just depends.
Jay,
You got to
you ready
just
for
pick
something?
good players. Period. End of story. Good players.
I think
hope
these
guys
Shador,
again are good players.
I think Shador Sanders is the Bo Callahan.
Where do you think he's going to get drafted?
I think he's Bo Callahan.
Why?
I think he's going to drop tomorrow.
Who do you think? I think he's going to go to New York at 3. I think he might go to New York. Where does Danny drop? Where does Danny go to tomorrow?
Do you think we find out tomorrow where Danny goes?
Dude, have you
Does
seen
Danny
Baker?
get drafted tomorrow? I say yes.
First round? You think
No,
he's
it'll
going
be
first
second.
round?
It'll be Friday. It'll be Friday. Yeah, for some reason I was
think he's
thinking
going to go first round.
I forgot it's just one round.
Yeah, Germs regretting.
I am regretting that. I was thinking second round. It was a bad question.
There was something I was going to say.
I think he goes second round.
Are you buying Cam Ward as the number 1 pick?
No. Hey, Hunter, I am regretting that. I'll admit I was thinking for some reason 2 rounds. But, man, I never said fire Nick Sirianni. I know that. Had to say it. Had to.
Yeah, there was something I was going to get to. Do you like that the NFL draft does it at stadiums and stuff, different places? I do.
Wait, Walker's going first round? You talking about Tawi Walker?
No.
I was like, what?
What are you talking about, Germ?
Who are they talking about?
Tawi Walker.
Oh, linebacker from Georgia.
Tawi Walker, first round?
That's why I said that, Jay.
You've had too many chips.
What?
You've had
too
many
Walker.
chips.
I don't know what he's talking about. Walker's a common name, dude.
What? Not Tawi Walker being a first round draft pick. By the way, and Texas will have a lot of players drafted. Let me ask this. Who has the most players drafted in the history of the NFL? We'll leave you with this one tonight. That would be your Oklahoma Sooners, 417 draft picks. They're number 1. So
ain't gonna have many tomorrow. The next couple of days.
No, but OU is number 1, baby.
I forgot Tawi Walker transferred again. That's right. Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincy at the top. OU. That's a great stat to have in your back pocket.
Yeah.
OU
guys, sincere apologies for the chips tonight. I know it really hurt Jay's feelings. And hey, I'm a weirdo. I'm a creep. There's a song if you want me to sing it, Jay, I can.
Are you singing the creep song?
Yeah.
Why? It's slower than that.
Yeah, I know. Big shout out to Dave McCook again, as always, the $20 super. Shout out to everyone. Lots of different talks tonight. Check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. And do us a favor, sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Okay? Hit the like before you leave. Softball's right around the corner. You got baseball tomorrow. You got the NFL draft. Will be great to talk about. Cannot wait. Get on there and watch draft day before the draft tomorrow. And guys, we'll catch you tomorrow. Have a terrific Thursday, Sooner Nation, and others who are on here.